This California fire captain, Rebecca Marody, was found slain inside her home. Her wife is a primary suspect, and you'll never guess what the wife did before she met Miss Marody. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about 49-year-old Rebecca Marody, a California fire captain who was found slain inside her home in a really vicious, heinous crime. A lot of stab wounds. It was really bad. And before I get into anything, may she rest in peace. Prayers out to her family. Now, she did not serve in Los Angeles. She served Riverside County and lived in San Diego. Now, as I said from the beginning, the wife is the primary suspect here. Unlike what some would have you believe on social media, let me show you something that went viral on Twitter. This is a really big account. It has, 140,000 followers, I believe. A lot of leftist propaganda here. Let me read you what this says, and then we're going to get into the truth. So this person says, Trump riled up his MAGA cult against California fire captain, calling her DEI hire. Now she's been viciously taken away from here. I don't want to say that word, in her own home. Fire captain Rebecca Marody was found with multiple stab wounds that police say indicates a desperate fight for survival. She served 30 years of California fire, including leading the fight against recent Los Angeles fires that MAGA Republicans scapegoat women firefighters for. Now, that's what this person says. So the purpose of this post is to try and blame her death on people that said that you should have more competent leadership in Los Angeles Fire Department. And again, this person did not serve in Los Angeles. Now, I think even the mayor of Los Angeles thinks the same thing that we think when it comes to LA, because she just fired Kristen Crowley, the LA fire chief. I think Karen Bass should also go, and Gavin Newsom, but that's a different story, and I digress. Let's get to the truth, shall we? Now, here's the reality. Where I'm on right now, this is The Independent. I'll link to this article and everything in the box, of course, but you see what it says right here. Woman suspected of deleting, unfortunately, fire captain wife fatally stabbed her husband in 2000. Okay, that's the reality of what's going on. The wife is a suspect, and the wife had already taken somebody else's life, taken their first spouse's life through the same method. Miss Marody was found with multiple stab wounds. Her first husband was taken away from this planet in the same way. She served 13 years, 8 months in the penitentiary for that when she was locked up in 2004. And the incident in question happened in the year 2000. Okay, so she does almost 14 years in prison, comes home, gets married to a woman this time rather than a man, and then allegedly takes her life in the same way as the first guy. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this up. Now, we're going to get into some details here. All right, we got details to get into. Of course, if you don't want to hear my commentary on this video, it'll be in the box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Pat Harvey, and we begin tonight with a manhunt going on all across Southern California. Police are looking for a woman who they say killed a veteran Inland Empire fire captain, and that woman, police say, is the fire captain's wife. And KCAL News political reporter Tom Waite joins us now. Tom, what do we know about all of this?
Gosh, Pat, it's just so many disturbing details as we learn more about this story right now. Mike Rogers also digging so much into this as well. Temecula Fire Captain Rebecca Marody was found stabbed to death in her home Monday night. Investigators say the person who killed her was her wife, and tonight she is on the loose. Temecula Cal Fire Captain Rebecca Marody, all smiles on Valentine's Day, her wife posting the photo with the caption, "She is an angel." Just days after this post, on Monday night, Captain Marody would be found stabbed to death at her home in northern San Diego County. Her murder is sending shockwaves through the Inland Empire, where Marody fought fires for 30 years. Marody's ex-wife of 7 years, Lilia Flager, kept in contact with Marody and her family. She spoke to us about the horrific crime.
You know, it's of course very shocking. And again, just because a relationship ends, you don't ever want somebody that you once cared for so much to be to suffer for this.
So for a little bit of context here, it was kind of confusing when I first saw this video. The woman on the phone right now is the ex-wife of the slain fire captain.
To happen to Becky is just in our home. That was the home that we lived in together. It's just unfathomable.
The suspect in Captain Marodi's murder is her current wife, Yolanda Marodi, identified by the San Diego County Sheriff as Yolanda Olinjizak. Flagler tells us there were concerns about the relationship.
It was a typical toxic relationship. Yolanda was very jealous, my understanding.
Let's pause right here. Now, I want to say something, and I don't want to be seen as insensitive. I just want to say something that's on my mind right now. Now, as far as a toxic relationship or whatever, we're talking about female to female marriages, relationships or whatever. They have the highest rates of divorce, the highest rates of domestic violence. Everything is really high. And here's something else, just facts. I'm not saying anything about anything, just a fact. When you have males married to males, they have the lowest divorce rates, the lowest rates of domestic violence. When you have males married to females, it's right in the center. Female married to female, it's the highest of everything. Toxicity, divorce, domestic violence, all that kind of stuff. And you know why I think that's going on? It's because there's no male to regulate the female emotion. It's just female emotion with just, it's just unbridled female emotion with nobody to regulate it. That's what's happening in my humble opinion. Some might not like that, but I digress.
She was very jealous and did not want to have Becky maintaining her friendships that she'd had for years with other women.
Flagler believes Olinjizak's Instagram posts were all part of a carefully orchestrated cover story, pretending to love Marodi and to hide her jealousy. Marodi was a celebrated captain at the CAL FIRE Battalion in Temecula.
She was always positive, always smiling, always there to help people. And I think one of the things that I've heard from most of the people that I've talked to over the last couple of days is it didn't matter what kind of mood you were in when you found out that you were going to work with her for the day. It was going to be a great day.
We've also learned new chilling details about Olinjizak's past. In 2000, she was convicted of killing her then husband in San Bernardino using a knife. She was originally charged with premeditated murder, but pleaded it down to voluntary manslaughter, serving 9 years in state prison. Where she is now is the big question. What she's allegedly done has torn apart a family and a community.
This is solely a case of a toxic relationship gone very, very bad. And that domestic violence is, touches so many more people than we even realize.
Marodi was among the firefighters who risked her life to battle the Eaton fire, trying to save lives and homes as those flames raged. Tonight, the hunt continues for her wife and killer.
So there we go. The wife is on the run for the second spouse that she has killed. Really crazy, really unfortunate. You can't make it up. Now, as I close, I want to say this again to Miss Marodi's family. May she rest in peace. Prayers out to you guys. I know it's rough. She probably was somebody that people loved. It's rough when you losing somebody like this. I'm not trying to make any kind of jokes about lesbians or whatever. I'm just saying this is a real person who is not here anymore. And people shouldn't just rush to judgment and try to point fingers and blame this and blame that. No. Let's wait a little bit and figure out what's going on. What we see here is a domestic violence situation that spiraled out of control and resulted in someone's death from somebody who already has a past of doing the exact same thing. You killed your first husband, went to prison for it. They said 9 years. I read 13 years, 8 months. It might have been 9 years in one place, but 13 years, 8 months, maybe county jail. I don't know how they're going to calculate it, but regardless of what the sentence was, and as far as actual time served, that's not necessarily relevant to the point. The point is that she did it and she went to prison for it. So the moral of the story here for anybody watching, and I'm not trying to blame the victim, I'm just saying if your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, then already been to prison for killing their first husband or their first wife, maybe you don't want to get with them and find yourself in that same situation, just maybe. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your thoughts on this whole situation? Did you hear about this? And did you hear anybody try to blame MAGA Republicans, conservatives, and whatnot for this? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is really unfortunate, but preventable. I'm going to say that. And again, one more time, I know people might not like what I'm saying. I don't want to blame the victim, but to anybody, men, women, to anybody, whether you LGBT, straight, or whatever, if your potential husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, then already been to prison and served a bunch of time, like a decade, for killing somebody, their husband or their wife, maybe, just maybe, you should stay away from them. Just maybe. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.